When we say creation, we are talking about creation as we know it. When I say we are talking about creation as we know it, the way we know it right now is only through the five senses. Generally, as people know creation is only through the five sense organs. In the very nature of things, sense organs always perceive everything only in comparison with something else. What you know in comparison is not perception, it is a distortion of reality. So what you perceive in comparison is useful for survival in a particular situation. But it is not sufficient to know creation the way it is. Today, the physical sciences, physics especially, is completely going off the rack, talking about things which doesn't seem like science, which seems so much like science fiction, not science anymore. They are talking about different dimensions of reality existing right here, which is not in your perception. This is something for ages we have been talking about, and the whole science of yoga is only about enhancing one's perception, because what you perceive is all you know. What you perceive is what you know. Rest is just your imagination. Without enhancing one's perception, trying to know the ways of the creation will only lead to all kinds of contradictory theories and confusions. One big manifestation of this is today the two most dominant theories which are dominating and guiding, which are guiding principles behind almost every fundamental research that's going on in physics is the general relativity and the quantum mechanics. One is describing the ways of the cosmos, another is describing or defining the ways of the atomic and the subatomic. But what is really freaking the scientists out is that the general theory of relativity and the quantum theory can never agree with each other. They're diametrically opposite to each other. Or in other words, your perception or your conception is that the atomic is working against the cosmic, or the cosmic is working against the atomic, which is just absurd. Because they are not different, and what you call as the atomic is the building block for the cosmic. There is no way they can work against each other. But now the two theories we have, that's what they suggest. And scientists are aware today that this cannot be true. So we spend a lot of time propounding theories where it takes another 50 years, 100 years for us to disprove it. This has been the way it's been going. This science has been useful because this science you can convert it into technology and make it useful in so many different ways. It is only for the value of technology that science has become valuable. I want you to differentiate between science and technology. Technology is the application part of it. If you take away the application part of it, in terms of knowing, the way sciences approach knowing has been very rudimentary and very limited in so many different ways. If you look at the aspects of science, the way it is being explored, it is very relative and limited. Only because of technology that comes out of this science, it has become very relevant, not otherwise. Another reason why spirituality has become irrelevant in large number of people's lives is people who talked spirituality could not produce the necessary technology which will make a difference for people. They only talked about ultimate well-being, but such a thing never occurred to anybody. Because people could not make technology out of the spiritual sciences, the spiritual science became irrelevant. Because it is a subjective science and it needed a completely different kind of laboratory and a completely different kind of focus and perception, it became more and more irrelevant because people spoke of spirituality only as a philosophy.